Hey there, guys. It's Kage Tact coming at you for our day 5 of the war, where I think we finally got our boss battle for this season. I mean, I don't think the next team is going to be of the same difficulty as what we fought here, but if they are, it's going to be another fight because these guys they went tooth and nail. They fought very hard to the end, and they tried. I mean, they almost wiped us out. So they came very close, but either between a combination of they just ran out of gas, or well, they definitely ran out of time. I mean, right now they got, let's see what's left here. They got 62 tokens with three minutes left. Yeah, it's over. But yeah, awesome fight on their end. Awesome job. I was not expecting this to start because I had fought one of their other guilds before, and it was like, okay. I think we fought their third company, and I don't know. I think maybe fourth should be ranked a bit higher because I don't remember third being tough. But these guys, they gave it their all, and they had some good defenses. So I'm still going to bring this out. Still want to bring this up again. We really do need a tracker. I mean, here with 18 tokens left for my guys, I could safely say a bunch of these are just dead tokens between 30 people. But when you get up to like 100 tokens and you've gone a full war, it's tough to say that everybody's pulling their weight. And I am very excited for when we will get this tracker to see. I mean, it's going to upset some people. Like if there are people out there who just don't do anything these wars and they've been doing the bare minimum. Their day of reckoning will come at some point, hopefully next season, but would really like to see the tracker when it is implemented, and for it to also have the previous war's history as well in the archive. I don't know if that could happen. I mean, it's but I can't see why not. The data should be there, so I don't know. Maybe developer will let me know on the side, like, hey, yeah, that's not going to happen. That's a pipe dream to get the data from the previous seasons, but if they do for some reason do have that data, I would love to go over it, just take a look at things, see who was pulling their weight back then, who wasn't, etc. But overall, again, I hope this is our tough battle. I don't want to do 2 of these in a row. It's just not my style. But it is interesting to note when we have a tough battle, at least in this guild, when there is a tough fight, the token counter goes down significantly more. I don't blame people if they don't really want to do too much. We do the first wipeout and then they're like, yeah, we already won, who cares? But here we were crunching the numbers and we are like, well, technically, mathematically, these guys could get a lot closer if they do X, Y, and Z. So we were like, yeah, we're gonna keep pushing. I mean, we almost took out an additional building with like next to nothing. We were very close to taking an even higher score. I mean, I know we scored like 500k a couple of times, but not on an opponent of this caliber. So that was interesting. I mean, there's been times where the opponent wasn't as tough, but here these guys were down one player, so they were 29 to 30. If they had 30 of 30, this would be a lot closer of a matchup. This would, I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. I mean, they could have won, we could have still won at that point. It would have been way more of a nail biter. So even though this is Battlefield 1, losing just one person can make a difference in a tough battle. I know some people be like, well, token efficiency, you could overcome some opponents. But when you're fighting a well-oiled machine, you just, no, you don't want to be down anything at all. So, but, that's kind of been the theme for this season is, everybody except, like, the first guild we fought and us, our guild, we've been at full capacity. So, hopefully, our next opponent won't be as tough, will be easy. There was something else I wanted to bring up, that there was a heck of a mismatch for Rogue Traders, another guild on the Discord, and they, like, just got this guild that barely do 12k to them. I looked at the end score. They scored like 837k to 12k. It was absolute brutal, and it was just like, how did these two teams get matched up? I mean, how did that other team get such a winning streak or do well in points where they would meet up with this other group that's highly organized, efficient, has the capacity of the box? I mean, these guys didn't get past the front lines on a Battlefield 1 against their opponent. So, very, very weird. I mean, I've heard of some super mismatches on the higher end battlefields, but I don't know if maybe these guys were in, like, there was still some sort of bug where maybe they were like in Battlefield 2 or 3 for whatever reason, and then they scaled down and they got one of the high end opponents for Battlefield 1 because of their movement from the battlefields. I don't know. That's the only explanation I could actually come up with, but there are definitely some mismatches out there. So I mean, anybody doing these modes, my advice to you would be, you know, choose your battlefield carefully and potentially stick to it, because you may be doing potentially more harm than good trying to shift around after the fact, because there are some one-sided fights still out here. In fact, let me see if I can pull this up, because this is, oh, let's take a look here. Let's see, let me pull up. Yeah, this is, as you can see here, Exhibit A. I mean, they just completely and utterly decimated these guys. These guys didn't stand a chance. I don't know how many tokens they started with. Well, actually, hold on. Maybe I can find out here. Let me go pop up and see, because they sent me an earlier screenshot. Let's take a look. So they started with like 200. No, that's actually our opponent. I don't see it here. No, they didn't see what they started with, but just they just completely decimated them. This is their opponent, and you know, they're rank 3k something for raids. The entry to join, yeah, no, these are like mostly a lot of new players, and yeah, even looking here at an older screenshot they sent from yesterday, they may have just only had like 10 people registered for 100 tokens. So yeah, super mismatched fight. I don't know how else that could happen, except maybe they tried a different battlefield. But wait, even if they try to do a different battlefield, if they only had like 10 registered, there'd be no way, right? I mean, they'd have to have more than 10 for Battlefield 2, I thought, for the requirement, more in terms of people. So yeah, something just doesn't seem right here. So that's a very wonky mismatch. And if anybody else has had any like similar really scaled fights in that regard, let me know. I'm curious to see if that's a thing that's still going on this season. Well, obviously it is to some extent, because again, that was like David versus Goliath, and Goliath didn't even have a slingshot at that point. You know, Goliath had nothing, and he was surrounded by like 8 Goliaths, or 30 Goliaths in this case, or 29, or however many, and it was just, no, they got steamrolled. So yeah. But otherwise, I am very glad that this mode is coming to an end tomorrow. I'm just kind of tired of, I don't know, we're towards the end of war. I just want this to be over, and I'm curious to see if something new happens with next season. You know, maybe what it is, here's what I think it is, why I'm kind of a little gassed out of this mode for this month is, at least from month 1 to 2, we got some new buildings, there were some new dynamics added, and those were kind of cool. And then for this season, the only thing new we got was the token counter, which I'm not a big fan of knowing that my opponent is down by like a couple of people off the bat, because I'm already like, well, this is gonna be easy. Oh, of course, except the fight from today slash yesterday, even though they were down one, that was anything but easy. They were a well-oiled, organized machine that gave it their all. But for like the previous day where they were down six, it was like, didn't even have to do much. But yeah, I don't know. I'd hope next season there's some new dynamics, some new buildings, something extra to maybe spice things up, because that might be where things started to get stale, at least for me. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel personally. If like, did you like it when we got new buildings and some new mechanics, even though the guardsmen day one season 2 were literally just Doomslayer mode, taking out people? I don't know. But anyway, let me know how you guys did. Let me know how you guys are on track to getting finished for this season, and what are you guys essentially looking forward to for season 4, essentially, in terms of the war? Is it new buildings? Is it just simply some quality of life things like the statistics chart to see where people are at, see who's carrying their weight and who's being carried? Let me know. I'm curious. Anyway, see you on the next one, guys. Peace.